Corrupted events are scattered throughout the new world. And if you know how to do them solo, you can get some quick XP all for yourself and maybe some badass loot at the same damn time. My name is Fury SFX, and I'm going to show you how to solo a corrupted event. Today, we're going to be looking at the corrupted portals. So the corrupted portals actually have 4 stages to them before you can finish them. And before we begin starting on one, we need to do 2 things. The first thing is we need to make sure we have the right Azoth staff for it. Azoth staff for it. That was so weird of me to say. You can see if you look on the map and everything, it'll tell you if you need a stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, or stage 4, and they vary by the levels. And the second thing that we need to do is we need to do a walk around of the whole area to make sure there's no NPCs or beasts that we could actually aggro that'll join in the fight. Because let's face it, these are already hard enough, just like this Bernstein bear right here that I had to go ahead and knock out before we could even begin on this one. All right, so let's begin. Stage 1 starts with 2 cultists, cultists, I don't know what the hell they are, but there's 2 guys. They're split right down the middle. One's on one side, one's on the other. These are melee only. They do have strong attacks, so be sure to dodge out of the way when you do, but the best way to attack them is to go 1 at a time. Do not cross over into the other side because you'll end up aggroing the other one and you have to be facing 2 at a time. And try to keep your distance with a little bit of range, but if you don't, use the melee. And like I said before, watch out for that strong attack. It does show it, and it is kind of like an AoE blast, and you can quickly dodge or block to get out of the way. Once you finish with the cultists or cultiverse or whatever the hell they are, you move on to stage 2. Now stage 2 spawns impalers and swarmers. Swarmers are like the zombies that are like half eaten, that they're crawling on the ground, and the impalers actually throw spikes at you, so they are ranged attack. Now if you get close to them, they'll start doing some melee. The best way to go around this stage is to stay away from the swarmers. They're super slow, so there should be no problem avoiding them, and attack each of the impalers 1 at a time. Now if you can get them grouped up together, you can do some AoE on them and all that kind of stuff, but make sure you take out the impalers first and then move on to the swarmers. It's the best tactic to go because let's face it, you don't want to be doing melee attacks on the swarmers and just have the impalers throwing the spheres at you. All right, so after you take out the impalers and the swarmers, you're now on to stage 3, and stage 3 spawns 3 corrupted entities. These guys are melee only, and they are fast. They do like to group up together, so try to use your AoE attacks or your damage over time attacks and hit all of them at once. It's also really cool if you can do your melee attacks, like if I have the hatchet, I can do my special abilities to where I can knock out all 3 of them at the same time. It definitely helps. There are a few swarmers that do spawn, and there's something that you need to know about these swarmers. They explode when they die, so make sure you keep your distance. Or what I like to do sometimes is try to take out a swarmer and kind of get them in the group with the entities. That way they kind of take some damage on them as well. But otherwise, just like you do the last stages and everything, take out the big guys first, then move on to the swarmers, because let's face it, the swarmers are super slow, so they're easily avoidable. Now we're on to the 4th and the final stage. Now with this stage, it spawns only 1 thing, and it can be between a few different things. The things that I ran into so far is a big ass elk, and then a heavy is what they call it. The elk kind of rears up and everything before it attacks, so you can time your dodges and your blocks with it. And the heavy, what I noticed is it likes to do 2 attacks right away. After those 2 attacks, it kind of takes a break, so go in and do your melee attacks from there. They are only melee, so you can keep your distance and use your ranged weapons if you need to, and if you want to get up close, make sure you just avoid them and use the dodges and blocks whenever they signal for the big hits. And you're done. After you defeat the elk or the heavy, go ahead and walk over to the center, use your Azoth staff, and go ahead and destroy it, and then boom, you now got the loot and the XP to go along with it. And my name is Fury SFX, and don't have a good day, have a great day. Be sure to drop that like button and hit that subscribe button to learn more and get better at New World, and don't be afraid to come check out the stream sometime. Later.